y'all. Welcome to our next episode of Owl Speak. If you're like me, you are exhausted from convention this past week. And when you're tired like this and it's the middle of the semester and you're like, oh, thank goodness it's November, but there's still 9 weeks until the end of the year, then you might be wanting some lesson plans that are already created for you, or some other resources that are free and easy to use and are ready to use with little planning. Today, that's exactly what we're going to cover. So today we're going to take a look at My Journey on National FFA's website. It's a free resource. It's a hub for everything ag teacher related, lesson plans, interactives, and more that are already, all these resources are ready and easy to use. We're going to look at how to use the website and how to navigate it, so then you'll be able to explore it on your own and find what works best for you in your classroom. You're probably asking yourself, well, how do I get to this awesome My Journey resource that you're talking about? Well, go to FFA.org, sign in with your usual account, and open your dashboard. When you open your dashboard, you'll see My Journey is just the second popular link. It's right above Ag Explorer, another free resource we've talked about in a past episode. You'll be taken to this page that has 3 circles, Explore, Connect, and Build, each of which are links to separate pages, which we'll look at in the next segment. The most important part on this page is the user's guide, though. You have an overview of what My Journey is, but most importantly, you have a list of current lesson plans that are found on the Explore, Connect, and Build pages. You can take a look quickly at what's there, so if you're in a hurry, you can take a look, see what lesson plans, where you need to go, and find them quickly. Or you can go to the implementation guide. This implementation guide is an awesome lesson plan. Yes, a lesson plan, how to use My Journey, because there's a student view of My Journey just like there is a teacher's view, which is what you see when you log on. The implementation guide has multiple ways that you can implement this, and if you've ever heard of the My Journey choice boards, as I scroll down here, then this is where you find that, is in that implementation guide. This My Journey, My Future is an easy thing that you could add as a sub-plan. It could take just 1 class period. Or if you scroll down to the choice boards, you have a 6-week plan, a 9-week plan, and as we keep scrolling, you'll see a first half of the semester plan as well. So it's broken up. You have a variety of options, second half of the semester, and so forth. Each of these squares are worth so many points, and they tell the student what they can do on their view of My Journey, which is a really neat way to incorporate My Journey and FFA weekly into your classroom. And again, that was found on the user's guide on the left side of the main My Journey page. So let's go ahead and take a look at one of these pages. You have, again, Explore, Connect, and Build. We'll take a look at Explore. Each page is set up the same. You have Classroom Lab, FFA, and SAE, which should remind you of the 3-circle model. In each of the columns, you'll see a variety of things: lesson plans, how-to guides, SAE resources and tips, and more, a link to Ag Explorer, for example. At the bottom of each page, whether you're on Explore, Connect, or Build, you'll see a key or legend to tell you, is this information for advisors? Is there matching content on the student side, which we'll look at the student view in a second? How long the lesson plan will take. The more hourglasses, the longer the lesson plan it is. And it'll tell you what type of pathway it connects to. If it's PS, it'd be plant science. BTS, it'd be biotech systems, and so forth. Along the top, you can go between Explore, Build, and Connect just by clicking on them. Pretty easy. And again, the same setup: Classroom Lab, FFA, and SAE columns. And at the top, you also have a student view option. It'll open up in a new tab, and you'll see what the student would see if they logged on to FFA.org. So they can see different current events, grants they can apply for. Right now, it's currently the Living to Serve grant. Career opportunities, how to connect things to CDEs, sorry, not SAEs. They also have the 3 pages, Explore, Build, and Connect, which is pretty neat. Of course, they don't see lesson plans, but they see a lot of resources and really neat things on here. Lots of options. They have spotlights of other chapters from around the country. They have things that can help them in their path. And you'll notice that their page is set up a little differently, that they have a Premier Leadership, a Personal Growth, and a Career Success column on each of the pages instead of the Classroom, FFA, and SAE columns. If you were with us last week, then hopefully you remember that I mentioned the Floriculture CDE lesson plans that are put out by National FFA, or really the CDE lesson plans, as more are coming on the way. Floriculture is currently the CDE that has been mapped out as of now. You can find those under the archive section. So if you click under archive instead of explore, build, or connect, you'll find a page mapped by the month that My Journey had been updated. And you'll see 3 pages, explore, build, and connect. The Floriculture CDE was under June Connect. So if you could click on there, it'll take you to that page that had been there in June, and you can scroll down and find the CDE lesson plan. Floriculture CDE Classroom Resource takes you to a new page, and voila, tons and tons of lesson plans, really more unit plans on how to teach floriculture in the classroom. So on that archive, again, you'll see everything from the past month. However, it's only archived for a year. It goes back for 1 year on this page. If it's been on the My Journey longer than a year ago, it'll be found under the document library. You can do a quick search there, and you can search for something, whatever it is that you're looking for, something about of course, you have to spell it correctly, floriculture, and it'll bring up different things, the Floriculture CDE scavenger hunt, and a lot of other items. Of course, the document library, maybe the downside is that you have to have a better idea of what it is that you're searching for, so it can be a little bit more difficult to use. But of course, if you have a suggestion for National FFA, you can go to, it just loaded, here we go. You can go to the suggestions. This bar is where that user's guide was, except when you're on the Explore, Build, or Connect page. You can click on suggestions, and it'll load, and it'll give you a blank or a space that you can type in a suggestion that'll be sent to National FFA on how to improve My Journey and make it more useful for you, which is really awesome. Clearly, there are a lot of ways that you can use My Journey. You can use it in the classroom with the student view. Students can log on and see it. Remember that students can log on and get an FFA login even if they are not an FFA member, through adding them to your roster as an Ag Ed only student. You can also use My Journey for sub-plans. You can use them just to add more lesson plans to your own classroom and curriculum. And there are even more ideas than that, I'm sure. I'm sure you're a lot more creative than I am. It's an awesome, awesome resource that's available to us all the time and is free. Of course, the website's not perfect. So if you have suggestions, maybe you noticed along the left-hand side where that user's guide was, on the Explore, Build, and Content page, instead of user's guide, it says suggestions. And that's a place that you can provide suggestions to National FFA so that they know what works and what doesn't work. So if there's something you're like, it'd be great if the document library was sorted by subject area instead of just search bar. Whatever those suggestions are, you can type them up and you can send them to them. I really hope you enjoyed this week's episode. It's a lot of fun talking about all of these resources National FFA has, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, as always, please subscribe.